You ever notice how some people live for shit talk? And you're just sitting there like, why are we even talking about this? Here's the thing nobody tells you. Not giving a fuck about shit talk doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're scared of confrontation. And it definitely doesn't mean you can't clap back. It means your brain is playing a completely different game. Stay with me, because once you understand this, you'll stop wondering why other people feel exhausting. Let's start with the obvious question. Why do people shit talk so much in the first place? Because for most people, conflict equals stimulation. The human brain is wired to react to status threats. When someone talks shit, criticizes, compares, or provokes, it activates the same threat circuits as physical danger. Heart rate up, attention locked in, emotions hijacked. For a lot of people, that reaction feels like being alive. But people who don't give a fuck about shit talk, their brains don't reward that loop. Psychologists call this low social reactivity. Translation: your nervous system doesn't panic just because someone has an opinion. You don't feel the need to defend your identity every 5 minutes. You don't confuse noise with importance. And you don't mistake words for consequences. That's why shit talk just slides off. And this is where it gets interesting. Studies show that people who are less reactive to verbal provocation tend to have a stronger internal locus of control. They measure their worth internally, not socially. So when someone talks shit, your brain quietly asks, does this change my life in any real way? If the answer is no, it doesn't even get processed as a threat. It gets labeled as irrelevant data. Most people don't do that. Most people are constantly scanning for social dominance games. Who disrespected who looks stupid, who needs to be put in their place. For them, shit talk is currency. For you, it's just background noise. And that difference creates friction. People who thrive on shit talk often feel uncomfortable around people who don't react. Because no reaction means no control. No leverage. No emotion el pauf. That's why they'll say things like, why are you so quiet? Don't you care? Say something back. What they're really asking is, why can't I pull you into my chaos? But here's the part that really separates the two types of people. People who don't give a fuck about shit talk tend to care deeply about results, not narratives. They care about what actually changes, what actually improves, what actually matters long term. Talking doesn't feel productive to them unless it leads to action. That's why arguments feel pointless. Why gossip feels boring. Why flexing with words feels empty. You're not avoiding conflict. You're avoiding wasted energy. And for some people, that's hard to understand. Because shit talk gives them identity. It gives them momentary power. It gives them something to do instead of building something real. You don't need that. Which is why silence doesn't make you uncomfortable. Why walking away feels natural. And why your calm pisses people off more than any insult ever could. Now let's be clear. Not giving a fuck doesn't mean you never speak up. It means when you do, it's intentional. When something actually crosses a line. When there are real consequences. When words need to turn into boundaries. And when that happens, you're not emotional. You're precise. That's what throws people. They expect fireworks. They get finality. So if you've ever felt like you're living on a different wavelength, like everyone else is shadowboxing while you're focused on real moves, you're not broken. Your brain just doesn't get dopamine from pointless noise. You don't feed on shit talk. You don't need to win conversations. You're playing for outcomes, not applause. And in a world addicted to talking, being someone who only moves when it matters, that's not weakness. That's leverage.